There is a strange, almost tender clarity that arrives when you finally understand that the road ahead is so much shorter than the one you've already walked. The fog that once clouded everything lifts, and for the first time you see life as it truly is, not as the world taught you to see it, not as ambition painted it, but plain and unadorned. When you're young, the world is deafening. Every voice matters. Every glance feels like judgment. You're told your worth is measured by how much you produce, how beautiful you look in photographs, how many people approve of the life you're building. You spend your days burnishing an image and your nights haunted by fears that, in the vast quiet of the universe, are smaller than dust. I'm 81 years old. My name is Clara Evelyn Harper. I've lived most of my life in a quiet house on Maple Street in a small Vermont town. I raised 3 children there, buried my husband James, watched friends move away or pass on, and learned, slowly, painfully, what truly lasts. The noise has finally stopped for me. And from this still place, I want to offer you something I wish someone had handed me when I was 50 or even 60. Permission to let go of the things that will mean nothing to you on your final day. If I could give you one gift, it would be the freedom to stop carrying them now, instead of waiting until the end to discover they were weightless all along. Here are the things that fall away when time grows short. Let them fall sooner. Your heart will thank you. First, the opinion of people who never truly knew you. We waste decades trying to be liked by strangers. We worry what the neighbors think of our lawn, what old classmates think of our job title, what anonymous faces on screens think of our beliefs. At 81, that invisible jury has dissolved. Most are gone. The few who remain are preoccupied with their own quiet battles. You realize the prison you lived in had no bars, only mirrors reflecting other people's fear and insecurity. On your last day, you will not wish you had been more admired, more successful, more viral. You will only wish you had spent more time with the handful who saw your heart and loved you anyway. Stop performing for an empty theater. The seats were never full. Second, the myth of done. We treat life like a checklist we must complete before we're allowed to rest. Perfect body, perfect house, perfect marriage, perfect children. We postpone joy until everything is finished. But life is never finished. There is always a crack in the ceiling, a regret that lingers, a mirror that shows more lines than yesterday. Before the end, you stop chasing perfection. You begin to cherish the chipped teacup, the crooked garden fence, the child who still calls just to hear your voice. The flawless life you imagined was a sterile museum. The real one, with its stains and laughter and patched-together repairs, was a home. Stop waiting to be ready to be happy. Happiness lives in the imperfections. Statues are perfect. Living things are gloriously broken. Third, the weight of titles and ladders. I spent 40 years climbing. I wanted the bigger office, the better title, the seat at the head of the table. I believed those letters after my name measured my worth. At 81, your career shrinks to a footnote on a single page of someone else's memory. No one reads your resume at your funeral. The promotions fade. The raises are forgotten. What remains is how you treated people when no one was watching. The kind word to the intern who was terrified, the patience with the colleague who was struggling, the integrity you kept when it would have been easier to bend. Stop trading your character for a title that will be erased from the company's server the moment you leave. The soul keeps a different ledger. Fourth, the heavy chain of past mistakes. We carry failures like stones in our pockets. The sharp thing we said in anger, the business that collapsed, the love that ended in silence. We replay them until they define us. At 81, I look back at my worst moments and I smile, sometimes even laugh. They were only teachers in disguise. They were the tuition I paid to become wiser, kinder, more humble. Almost no one else remembers them. They're too busy carrying their own quiet shames. Before the end, you forgive the younger version of yourself for not knowing better. You let the failures fall away. They served their purpose. Lay them down. Fifth, the illusion of controlling tomorrow. We spend years planning, saving, worrying, convinced that if we prepare enough, we can outrun pain. But the future is a river that carves its own path. The greatest joys and deepest sorrows of my life arrived unannounced. A child's birth, a husband's sudden illness, a friendship that lasted 60 years, a stroke that changed everything in one night. Before you die, you trade the need to know for the grace of curiosity. You understand that certainty was never yours to hold. The only moment you ever truly owned was this one. Stop mortgaging today to a ghost that may never arrive. Live now. Sixth, the clutter of things. In the first half of life, we gather possessions. In the second, we realize they possess us. I used to fret over a scratch on the car, a faded rug, the newest phone. At 81, stuff becomes a burden. You see clearly, none of it travels with you. It doesn't buy a single extra breath. The things you stop caring about are the logos, the upgrades, the price tags. What matters is the memory they carried, the road trip with laughing children, the dinner table crowded with voices, the porch swing where you watched fireflies with someone you loved. If the object isn't serving love, it's just dust collecting weight. Lighten your rooms now. Make space for what actually fills the heart. I am 81. My world has grown small. A quiet house, a cup of tea, the voices of my grandchildren on the phone, the photograph of James on the mantel. Yet it has never felt deeper. I no longer care about the noise, the approval, the perfection, the titles, the mistakes, the plans, the possessions. And in letting them go, I have discovered something I spent most of my life chasing. I am happy. Truly, quietly, deeply happy. Light. Don't wait until the horizon is close to drop what never belonged to you. Ask yourself today, will this matter on my last day? If the answer is no, set it down now. Save your energy, your tears, your hours for the only things that endure. Love given freely, laughter shared, kindness offered without score. The simple miracle of waking up and being alive. Thank you for sitting with me a while. If these words helped loosen something heavy inside you, please subscribe so we can keep walking this path together. Like the video if it spoke to you. It helps it reach someone else carrying the same invisible weight. And if you'd like, leave a comment. What is one thing you're going to stop caring about today? I read every word. It makes this small room feel a little less quiet. God bless you. Travel gently.